Hey.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Janie B, and welcome to the Janie B Perspective. This is Thursday, and this is March the 17th. Today is Girl Talk 101, and we're talking about the Girlfriend Show. Wait just one moment because I have to just make sure that we are not private, but I have to make it public. Perfect. Again, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is episode number 4. This is season 2. Tonight, we're going to have some girl talk. Yes, there's going to be 2 other ladies joining me, and we're going to be discussing things that women talk about, things that pertain to women because it's still Women's Month. Again, this is episode number 4. This is season 2. We are here on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. So please subscribe to my channel at the end of the show. So I'm going to bring in my 2 guests. You saw the intro for Girlfriends. It was a little wonky. I'm going to try it one more time to see if it comes out better. Let's see if it comes out better. Still wonky. Yes, I tried to make it better for you guys, but it didn't. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Jandera, and I'm going to bring in Ashley. There's one. Hey, what's up, sis?
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
How was you guys' day?
My day was cool. So far, so good. Of course, it remained productive, just made sure I was productive throughout my day. Just looking forward to Friday, day before the end of the week. So
Exactly. Friday Junior.
Right.
What's up, sis? How are you?
I'm good. My day was as well productive. Got kind of rocky at the end of the shift, but other than that, it was productive for me.
Well, I'm glad both of you had a productive day. So tonight we're doing girl talk. And so we're women. We've all had girl talk. Like we sit together, we talk about things. We talk about what? Hair, makeup, clothes, our children, our jobs,
Vacation.
vacation. No, for real. Religion, everything. Like women don't just talk about
Nothing at all. We talk about everything.
exactly. Like we cover everything. And I know a lot of times there's some men who think we're just talking about men, but sometimes the men be like the smallest part of the conversation. Like it might be like really like emotional, like we really get into it, but we'll move on to the next subject.
That's true.
So I thought it'd be cool as if tonight we let people see girl talk. So when I first thought about it, I was like, oh, let's do the show Girlfriends, because the show Girlfriend, I didn't realize that it ran for like eight seasons. I thought it was 3. And so it was like the early 2000s. It started September 11th, the year 2000. On 9/11, the year 2000. And the actors were Jill Marie Jones, she played Tony. Golden Brooks, I think she's from the Bay. That's Maya. Tracy Ellis Ross, Joan. Persia White, Lynn. And Reggie Hayes, William. So let's just go ahead and get into it. What did you guys, what did you think about the show back then in the day?
I actually liked the show. What you said, it came in the early 2000s. It was something different.
Yeah.
And I think they picked a good group of people to play the different characters. And it was kind of interesting seeing how they all were this one big girl group, but they all had these very unique personalities and how they all kind of meshed together.
Right.
And I kind of hated that the fact that the show ended so abruptly, as they always do in most Black shows. But the fact of the matter was, I actually liked it, and it actually depicted a good view of girlfriends, because oftentimes you hear like the negative part of having girlfriends or a group of girls. So I like the fact that they showed many different sides and different views from each individual's life, and how it kind of played out, and how they all supported one another.
Right. And I do want to say, yeah, the show was about 4 African American women. And so that wasn't something that had happened. So they were like, it was charting new territories. What about you,
Plus,
Ashley?
remember you used to have the show Sex in the City. So remember that
Oh,
was kind of like a
exactly.
spin, but that was all for what Caucasian women. So
Exactly. Right. There was nobody of color on there.
yeah.
Well, I pretty much agree with what Jandera said. My interpretation of the show was I liked it. It was something fresh. It was different. It was relatable, of course, because we're all
I think we're losing you.
Oh, okay.
African American. Things of that nature. Like just being throughout the house, being in the midst of it. I do also like how they all came from different backgrounds. They all
Yeah.
had their own unique individual stories, but like you said, they meshed together and it was something positive. It wasn't like, negative, nasty
Right.
talk. They helped each other through, life events and situations, good and bad. So it's cool. Girlfriends.
Let me say hi to people in the chat here. Hey, what's up, Nicole? She says, hey, hey. Tommy, she said, hello, beautiful queens. Hey, Tommy. Hi, Charles. What's up, Maurice? Letha Heron. Hi there. Um, she says, hello, lady. He says, who's the internet child? Okay.
Hello.
So what we're gonna
It
do
is.
is we're gonna break down the characters. We're gonna see if we identify with any characters. Do we know any of the characters, and what type of friendship in some of the friendships do have we mimicked some of those type of friendships? And we're gonna talk about women who actually run in groups, or some people say packs or squads or a clique, and what's the difference in those things. For first is what is girl talk? I actually like Googled it and it was simple. It just said conversations between women pertaining to things that women do. That's all it is, and that's what we said. But the thing about it is, why is girl talk so important? Like, why is it so important to connect with your sister friends, your cousin? Like, what is why? Because that's a very important thing for us. We be having people we can't rush to get home and be like, girl,
Let
do
me
you know?
tell you, guess what? Because I know definitely, I definitely get in on some good girl talk on a regular basis. I feel like girl talk is therapeutic for us. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? That's a
yes,
especially when you have a close knit circle where you can really have real good girl talk and let it all out. That's my best. The best thing I could say is therapeutic for me. That's
yeah.
why it's needed. Yeah, it documents. It has to do with what we go through and what we doing, but at the
Mhm.
same time, it's therapeutic. We gotta let some things out.
No, that's for real.
I
Gender.
think having girl talk is like actually it is therapeutic, but then it's also good to connect with your own group of folks and
Yeah,
just be able to be yourself and also kind of pick other people's brain. Like, I was thinking this, but what did you think about this? What's your
right.
perspective about it? And then it's also great too when you have a group of friends that y'all may work in the same type of field and be able to
Mhm.
pick each other's
Yeah,
brains and or even just vent about your day. So I have
Networking.
friends like that, like who we work in the similar fields, and I'm able to talk to them like, "Girl, let me tell you what happened today. I had to get on the phone with HR," and so I think that's also helpful too. And then just basically just having you think about going back to when they talk about tribes and things like that,
yes,
and us as women teaching each other things. It's a wiser, the older woman, the young woman, the child, and just having that different perspective too of being able to take from each one of different age groups as well. And if there are things you need to be better
right.
in life, or if there's just wisdom that you need.
Yeah, it's good to have, like, if you can have, to be honest, most people I talk to are younger than me. Like, I'm always the oldest one. And
And the
so,
coolest one out the bunch.
oh, thank you. So sometimes when I meet somebody my age and they're talking, and I'm like, oh, this is why I talk to younger people. I mean, we can relate on certain things, but then I realize, like, the company I keep, because they are younger, like you guys, you keep me really like youthful, relevant, like I know what's going on. And I really like that. That's why I like Girl Talk, because I get to listen to other people and know that I'm not alone. I'm going through, other people are going through other things too.
Mhm.
Um, so I wrote that down, that you're not alone. Healing, somebody said therapeutic. So it is like healing to me, and it's making that connection, because that leads me to the next thing is that women, well, I'm jumping ahead, but women, we're going to go to that though. Women use friendships on a deeper level than guys do. They said guys are super like casual, where they're where women, that's why we put so much, like they'll be like, oh, they got really catty, their relationship ended, because we like are invested in the other person. So it means that we put more pressure and expectation on these bonds. And so that means that that's a good and a bad. So that means when it gets ugly, it can get really ugly, where a guy was like, I wasn't that connected to old boy anyway.
Right, right, right.
That's
And
That's so
true.
true.
they
Because
see
I've had
women.
friendships like that where I'm like, I don't jump into or like just out there with people. So
Yeah.
like if I've shared things with you and let you
Yes.
into my world
Yes.
and you do something shady or we it's
What?
like
Yeah.
I'm done.
Nicole
Yeah,
said it's
that's
more
true.
emotional, but go ahead,
Yeah,
Ashley.
yes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. I mean, it makes sense because as women, we are more emotional, you
Mhm.
know? So yeah.
Um, I think that I think men are emotional too. I think
They
that
are. I
society
should have said her.
has allowed us to really express it more, where they hold a lot of stuff back. Because
Yeah,
I
that's
have a
true.
friend now who says stuff like, "Oh no, that hurt," like, "Oh, that hurt my feelings." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know your feelings get hurt."
Right. Oh, really? Y'all got feelings that hurt? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry, I
And he was like, "Yeah," and I said, "No." I said, "What it is." He was like, "See, women don't think we do." I said, "You guys are such good actors
That's
that
how they portray
we
it.
believe that you did it. That didn't bother you. So now all of a sudden, when you talking to me, I'm sitting there like, really, Negro? Like,
Yeah, I don't believe the hype. Y'all exterior looks so strong, you know.
why? Then it takes some time when
But
you like, oh, you serious?"
or
yes,
the
yes.
emotions that they do show is never like vulnerability. It's more of like
Mhm.
aggression or
Mhm.
so it's like I never see this side of you, so I didn't know it exists. So,
Right,
Right,
right.
exactly. You didn't know that it exists. Okay, let's pivot a little bit. So we have different type of friends. We have best friends, we'll say besties,
right.
versus a good friend versus an associate. Do you guys
There's no
have best?
difference. People don't be
What,
knowing the difference.
right? What's the difference between a bestie and a good friend? Like, oh, that's my good partner. That's my good friend.
A bestie, that's ride
Yeah.
or die. I mean,
Okay.
she probably know your blood type. That's how close that y'all are. I mean, she's almost like, yes, you call her bestie, but I think about like with my best friend, like that's like my sister. I
Mm,
don't, even though we say best
mm,
friend, but I mean, we've been knowing each
mm,
other since yay high.
mhm.
So, and even though now as adults, we don't communicate every day, but when we link back up, it's just like we never left off
Yes.
Mhm.
versus having really good friends. These are
Yeah.
people who I may enjoy going out doing sociable things with. Um,
Yes.
we may get together and kick back and laugh and chill and everything, but it's not on the level to where I've ever really called on you in my time of need. You're just
Me.
my buddy that I like. Oh yeah, they good to go and hang out with, or we may
Right.
go kick it here and there. We may do girls' night, and
Yeah.
we may go shopping or whatever. Those that I look at as being a really good friend.
Right.
Versus associate, I just know you, and I may know you just honestly because I know you through somebody else. But
Mm-hmm.
when we see each other, it's like, oh hey girl, how are you doing? How was your day? Okay, all right. Well, I'll see you later then.
Exactly. I know her. All right. Yeah, that's the chick from, such and such. I crossed paths with her. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I definitely agree. A best friend is like you said, ride or die. That's like a sister. I don't even consider you as being a friend. You know everything. You know the things my cousins know. you know,
Exactly.
like, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, there's no question. If you need me, I'm there. That's one of those friends where you don't have to talk to on an everyday or regular basis. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I could tap in with you and you already understand the difference. I mean, the
right,
distance or the absence is not anything ill-willed, you know.
right.
Um, like a good friend is someone I would say whom, you know, one could be comfortable with as well, but it's not as in depth as that best friend. There's still limitations and boundaries that I'll have to some of
Mm,
those things that I open up to you, and you know, some things that I keep for those other
right.
relations that I do have. Like we said, associates, you, hey girl, bye girl, hey Miss Parker, girl. But,
Right.
you know, she
Well,
high, she cool, but you
Yeah,
know, ain't
watch
no like you
her.
can't come to the house, but I'm gonna meet you at the bar for sure.
Right,
You know,
right.
right.
something like that. So
I
yeah,
a
Especially
best
when the best
friend.
friend be trying to bring the associate around, you be like,
right. Who
So
is
that
that?
thing
Right?
when people say no new friends,
exactly. Like, why
Yes,
would you bring her to my crib?
because you know
yes.
it's people who always got a new friend and they say this is my friend. You be like, girl, you just met her.
Like, who is this? This your new one? How long y'all been on this? Okay, what's her name? Then hold on, can I just say something? Since we really having girl talk, y'all
Yeah,
know when
go
y'all
ahead.
ever ran across a woman or you having conversations with someone, then they just start naming, like, you know, Tatiana. Tatiana, who? Who is, I don't really know who Tatiana is, girl, but you going on and you asked me about, and at first I was on track with the conversation. Now I'm a little off because I'm wondering who is Tatiana. And you just going on like, you know, I don't know, you get to throwing names and you like, okay, this one of them new friends again,
No,
whatever.
and they really be like,
That's the girl downstairs from the mail room.
no, and they really get attached to people super fast and
Yes.
start calling them their. I mean, we throw that word around loosely because I mean, I say
Yeah.
it too, but you have a feeling that they're really saying like this is their friend, and that's why they get their feelings hurt.
Yep.
Some stuff go down. You
Down.
really know this person that you brought into
Yes.
your personal space and start treating
Yes.
them like you have been friends for
Yep.
500 years, and you just met
Yep.
this girl at that party that was you invited by two people between y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And everybody ain't y'all cousins.
Oh my
I was just about to
God.
say that.
Stop
That
blaming
irks
everybody.
me to the 10th power.
Yes.
Please stop saying this my cousin, this
That's
my
cousin,
sis,
cousin,
this my
cousin,
brother.
girl.
If
No,
you don't
Yeah.
really.
stop, you probably don't even know this person's last name. You you probably
Ain't
been
never
working
met them.
you probably
Okay,
been
everybody,
working with
this
this
is
person
how
only
girl
for a
talk. This is
little
how
bit of
women talk.
time.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm
Right,
sorry.
you probably working with this person only for a little bit of time, and you over here talking
No.
about, oh, this my son, she cool. She
Yeah,
cool
no,
with
no, she
you,
not. Uh-uh.
not with me.
And
She's
sometimes
selective, you know.
yeah,
Very.
and you're trusting the person that's telling you like, "Oh, this is my friend, she's cool." So that means in that situation, you're being vulnerable, you're letting
Yep.
your stuff out.
Yes.
And to find out you like, "Oh, you don't really know her."
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it only and when you find out that you really don't know her, it's after some messing went down and
That's
you've
so
been trying to
true.
put the puzzle together like,
That's so
wait a
true.
minute. You told me this, but come to find out, and it, well, it ain't okay. Just don't worry about that part. What I'm trying to say is, like,
Right.
no, you
Okay.
shouldn't have from the beginning
Right.
That's
trusted
so
this person,
true.
and
That
you
is
wouldn't be
so
in the
true.
predicament you in now. But yet,
Yes.
people, I feel like we can't be trusting people who be getting too connected to people too soon. Like,
Yeah, you really can. Yeah,
you got
no,
to put people through
seriously.
a,
That's good.
interview and put them through a
Yeah.
process before
Yeah.
you just
You
start.
can't let everybody into the
Mhm.
Thank
circle of
you.
trust.
Next thing I know,
Right.
you got this person on your social media. Y'all
Mhm.
DM each other. Y'all
Yeah.
exchange numbers, and
Yeah.
then 2 months later, being fell out.
Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't the person you should have been getting connected with.
Right. That's so
So
true.
we determine a bestie is a ride or die, like Nicole said as well.
Hmm.
And then Letha said that we are accountable to each other. So this is all going under bestie.
Hmm.
And then Letha also said that's right, they need to be vested. So the best friend, so these are best friends. So
Yeah.
associate is just somebody you're familiar with. Maybe
I
you
Exactly.
like
work
that.
together. You used to work together. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll say like an ex-coworker, but we was cool. We used to eat lunch together. You know, we used to go to the taco truck together.
Hmm.
And then a good friend,
We park
they say
next to each other.
A good friend, when I looked up good friend, because I call a lot of people, look, I'm one of them people now. That's my good friend, but not. Most of my friends I consider a good friend. They're loyal and it says honest, and you feel good around them.
Yeah.
How do you, and that's a thing, how do you feel around certain people? If your anxiety starts kicking up, your head start hurting when you be around somebody and you can't put your finger on it, that's because your body is saying like, nah,
Red flag.
right.
Affleck. Let's
Yeah,
be
that's yeah, you definitely have to pay attention and pick up on things like that. I feel like I'm the type of person I don't once or twice people over per se, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense. If I meet you, hi, how are you? Whoever you're portraying to be, that's who I'm gonna hold you accountable as until you do
Okay.
something else that has me like, wait a minute, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I definitely still always pay attention to that energy and that vibe because that's
Mhm.
first and foremost. That's just something you're gonna pick up on because it hasn't been often, but there's been a few times in life, male and women, that I've
Mhm.
ran across and I'm like, okay, I don't like this person. And I
Mhm.
know that it's something because I just don't not like people. And I'm like, no, something
Mhm.
off, something just does not feel right.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep my you know.
Right.
energies. I definitely believe in energies, and a lot of people
Yeah.
don't tap into that. They think like, oh, she talking about some old
Oh,
voodoo
you're a
crazy
little
stuff.
weird.
Like,
Yeah.
no, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
yeah.
you naturally have a vibe, or when people say your inner voice or whatever, that you pick up on people. It's like
Hmm.
almost when you hear the old saying, people saying like children and older people, they sense things. I
Yeah.
can sense your vibe. I can pick up when you are like a negative cloud, something's not right about you. And I listen to that inner voice, vibe, whatever you want to call it, and be like, let me keep you at bay. And that's just not even with people, friends or associates. That's in any kind of
Right.
situation or relationship. I'm like, spidey senses going off, something ain't right
Yes.
about this person. So
Yes.
let me just watch you a little more, me do a little more observation before I kind of just like take you in. Cause
Right.
Inspector Gadget.
right. I
Yeah,
Cuckoo.
it's really like leaning into your intuition, or and if you're being spiritual or religious, the Holy Spirit. But I'm saying, it's like really leaning into your intuition and trusting it, because I think a lot of times as women, before, we haven't really been, I would always hear women's intuition, which everyone, that's a human thing to have it. But I guess
yeah.
as women, I think it's because we are nurturers. Because I mean, most women can carry a child. I do like to be respected, because there's some women who cannot carry a child. So I'm saying, I think we're socialized to be nurturers as well too. So I think we can pick up a lot of times on different things, but we ignore it. And then at the end, when
Mhm.
something happens, you think back and be like, oh, I did have a funny feeling. That's what we used to call it, a
Yeah,
funny feeling.
a funny feeling.
Like, I have a funny feeling about them. The person be like, oh no, they was, go with your funny feeling. I mean, it don't mean, and that
Yeah.
doesn't mean the person bad. They just shouldn't be in your circle. And I don't think
Right.
that's really, I know a lot of people have a problem about cutting people off. And I think for so long it's because we were taught like everything is cool just to keep, you forgive, move on. But sometimes you can forgive and you can distance yourself too. And I feel like that's on your
That
own
is so
timing,
true.
however you process it. But I do think that you should think about, we should, I mean, it's definitely how you feel. But I call a good friend somebody I actually feel good around. Like my friend Tommy is in the chat. Me and Tommy get along really well. We feel good. We'll be talking to each other for heck of long. And she's probably a way better friend than me, because she check up on me. I'm a terrible friend. But she does never be like, oh, you didn't call. Like, I can't stand somebody who does me like that. I'm like, you
Yes.
know,
Listen,
I'm like, I
because
don't somebody on the phone.
I
I'm not a
definitely
phone
I
person, and I'm mad at
agree.
that.
Or don't like harass me to like,
Yes,
do things. Not saying it like that, but sometimes you can have friends that can be overwhelming. And it's almost
yes,
like it was nothing personal. But when you call me and then you act like that, then you make it personal. Then I start acting funny. Then you
yes.
making me not call for a reason.
Right.
Or you know what I mean? Like, so I
Right.
just think we always have to remember too, everybody's individuals. People have their own
Yes,
personal needs, their own
that's
personal
good.
space. And
Good.
we aren't obligated to tap in, like we just said, unless you vested and you a bestie.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly.
I do not like friends like that, and I probably lost a lot of friends because first of all, I don't want somebody. I don't like people attaching to me like that. Like, back up
Mm.
off me. Like, I don't want you to be, or
Mm.
even taking that.
Yeah.
Like, why you ain't called me? Why you ain't this? Are we in a
Mhm.
relationship, ma'am? I'm sorry. Like, if
Mm.
it's not something part of my
Mhm.
daily routine, and it's not to say to
Mhm.
be mean or anything like that. I just don't think in that mind frame.
Yeah.
And that is, I can recognize and say that, like you said, yes, I can be better in some aspects of checking in with people more,
Yes.
but
I
like,
could too.
don't nag me or badger me or try to make me feel bad because I ain't called you. Phone work two
Yeah.
ways.
Right.
You can call me, you can text
Yes.
me. Like,
You
I just
know, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. I feel like that's the one thing I've experienced that makes me kind of stray away more so from female interactions, I think, too,
mm,
and like friendships, because I'm not to like curve and jump, but I feel like that's one of the
Mhm.
things that I don't get from my, you know, having platonic friendships with males, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right, because it's like we said, male friendships are different from women, and it's not like a good or bad, or
Yep.
it's just they're different, and so you might like that more, where they're not so emotionally attached.
Hmm.
You didn't answer, you didn't do
Yeah.
whatever, where it's pulling from you, and a
Yep.
relationship is supposed to be balanced.
Yes, that's so
I
true.
shouldn't
exactly.
be having anxiety when I'm around you, or sneaking and dodging, or feel
Yep.
like it's a duty to call you.
Yep.
We talked, we didn't. Because I mean, I just don't be having time to be talking on the phone all the time.
And sometimes
Or
you just
I
don't
just don't
want
feel like
to talk.
talking to you right now. You
And
know
I
what I
love you
mean?
still. And I don't have a problem
Yes.
with you. I just don't, I just need my personal time.
Yep,
Yeah.
that part. I love you.
I'm a
Right.
loner.
Right.
I
Wait,
want
and
my
Nicole
space.
says friends should know their friends' behavior.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yes, Letha
I
said, yes, we are individuals. So she agreed with you, Ashley. And what did Mr. Mo said?
That's
Not
Buki.
not all. I've had a friend who was pulling me, draining me, and I cut that ass off quick after years of friendship. And he puts a laugh emoji. He thinks
love
it's
you, cousin. That was raw honesty, and I agree because it
yes.
could feel it could it man that could be overwhelming. I'm telling you, I've actually really experienced that. It's made me feel so uncomfortable, and I like you said, anxiety or oh gosh, I didn't answer the phone. Okay, the text messages is getting ready to start rolling, or it's just like man, I just don't want to talk right now. I'm gonna call you later.
Right.
Right.
You acting funny. No, I'm not acting
Okay.
funny. You're not doing anything, ma'am.
And I
Yes.
was really working on keeping it positive. Why I keep saying my battery low? Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
I need to fix this. But if you guys want to say something about a frenemy, I don't want to make it negative, but sometimes it's not a friend, it could be a friend of me. A friend that's
Mm.
in it.
Woo!
Hold on a
You
minute, you guys.
So I've experienced that, and the whole time it was funny because you ever had that relationship where you've had your parents say that ain't your
a
friend,
friend and you don't
but
believe
you,
them.
yeah, you like, oh, you tripping, that's my partner, like we
Yeah.
like this, and then all of a sudden they do the switch on you, and you like, wait a minute,
You be
who
like, oh my
is
gosh, you
this?
be confused.
Confused, like, who is this person? I do not
Lisa
know
just said
you.
it. Some friendships can be toxic, and that's just real
Yeah.
Yes,
talk. That's real
That's,
yes.
talk.
And that's things that you didn't pick up because you just turned a blind eye to. Like, I know in mine,
yeah.
I did. Like, I seen how they operated with other people, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think of it ever with us. Like, because I'm just
Until what
always very
happened to you.
honest.
Okay,
Right.
you
I'm
know
very
what,
honest
cuz
and
that
straightforward.
is the number one red flag. I will definitely agree to that. And I feel like I don't know why we overlook it because you could be locked in with somebody. That's your
Yeah.
girl, that's your partner, but you see how she do other people. But I don't know why it don't really cross you like, girl, be because that's my like you she
Right.
would just be like that. And then she does you like that, or he does you like that. And then it's like, what?
Right. Especially because
Yeah.
you like, I already told you about me. So You really trying
And
me?
you be feeling like that. Like I know I was open and honest. I know I told you. I know I thought I know we touched these bases. And then I'm sitting up here or
Yes.
I'm conversating with you. I'm sharing stuff because you feel like you may be a comfortable friend. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And then that's when those, as things start
Drink.
to kind of rotate. Yep, exactly. And then you be like, oh, okay. So you was I got you.
Okay, friend to
We're
me.
gonna have to do this, like have these girl talks with different subjects. Don't y'all like this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right. Now, next one is what is a clique versus a squad? Okay, some people, Jandera, like you said, I'm a loner. I'm a loner too, in a sense.
Mhm.
Ashley, are you a loner?
Yeah, I am
Okay.
actually.
Have y'all ever ran
Nowadays.
in 2022? I became one. That's what. Have you guys ever ran in a pack or a clique or a squad?
Um,
Which is a group of friends. We talking about women, so a group of ladies.
the only time I'll say that I've honestly felt like I've ran in a clique
Uh-huh.
would be in my younger days. Probably like 19, early 20s. I used to be in a social club,
How old are
so
you now?
motorcycle set. I'm a young 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look younger than that.
No, I'm playing. I'm just,
Wait a minute,
I'm
that's
just
why.
playing.
Because you
But
seem a motorcycle. Okay, at
yeah.
19.
But outside of that, I've always felt like I've been an individual, not per se that I've ran in any cliques, any gang squads, or anything like that. If anything, I feel like I've
Same.
always attracted the gang, if that makes sense.
Okay. And we're not knocking that. We're just exploring.
I know,
Sis,
I'm just saying.
sis. No, right. I'm just saying, because there's somebody on here who might be, in a little place. I just said, Jen,
So I've always been like I said, a loner, but
yeah.
I think I've had like I could say I had my family squad. Like that was me. Like I ran with my
Yeah.
cousins, and with that
Oh, that
brought
family
maybe
squad is different.
that was my squad. A clique, really. I never
Yeah.
was a cliquey type. So
Yeah.
like I mingled with everybody. So
Okay.
people really couldn't figure me out because they was like, she don't stick to one group. I'm friends with
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Like I like
Right.
everybody, and then I like to be like, y'all leave me alone. I'm gonna be back here and do me. So
Right.
for me, it was like
Okay.
I never had a clique, but I had a squad, and that was my family.
Okay. When I was in high school, okay, Nicole put my girls bestie. Man, Nicole is like family, really. But we was a little squad. Me, Nicole, Chantel, like a whole group of us. It was a mixture, but she said my girls, bestie, ride or dies are my squad. But we are our own individuals. That's the best. We can come together and then we can group and then we can, you know, just be apart and then we can regroup. I love that. And the thing about the word click is it kind of have a negative connotation. So I looked it up. I'll be looking us up. And it says it's a small group. They share interests, but do not readily allow others to join. That's the difference. Whereas when you hear the word squad, you like, oh, they cool. They just super tight. Like
Mhm.
not like they're barring people out, but like they just vibe together really well. So I never was. I think for a while in high school, but the squad was really small, but we were associated with a clique. We was the squad to the clique.
Y'all branched off. I actually take that back because I can think of when me and Ashley was
Right.
in our teenager days. We did,
Yeah,
and
I
then
remember
we had a clique, and then we had our squad.
Listen,
no new friends.
We was out there.
but I will say, not even like that. We were popular. You know what I mean? Like because it's like I knew so many people. Like even now, I
Yeah,
know so many people. So many people know me, but you won't see me clicked up or ganged up or hanged up with any of them. You know what I mean? And like
right.
I said, the people that you see us with, it's like we man, like we. Listen, at
And
this
9 out
point,
of 10, we've been rocking with them
that's
since
what I
we
was
were
gonna say. At this point, you vested in because you come in with some other stuff is going down.
right. They bring in new friends. We be like,
You get like, oh yeah, no, don't
That's
do that
why
no
I left
more.
Nicole's thing up. She put in capital letters. No new.
No new friends,
that's
okay?
right. That like we be like that. Our friend, no, your friend.
Friend, your friend,
Your
who is
friend.
that? We
Okay,
just
No,
trying to
no.
have us next time.
Right.
We
oh yeah,
love
you
y'all though.
No, I'm just gonna tell this quick story. There was a time where I knew these group of ladies and I really liked them. I thought they were super dope, and I wanted to be. Okay. I guess I wanted to be a part of their group, right? But not. I didn't know it consciously, like subconsciously. I was like, it would be super dope to hang with them because they would go on trips, and they all just seemed to be, really bossy about their life. So one of them had a party, and I went and hung out with them. And when I went, it was a clique, and I was thinking it was a squad, and they treated me just what that says, no new friends. I was the outsider. I felt so awkward, and the
Mm,
person whose party it was, both of those two, I got along with them really well, but the other ones were like, giving me side eye looks. Like they were doing selfies the whole time and like online, just with their friends laughing. And I'm talking about, I'm a grown ass woman at this time. I'm not a young
next
girl.
time, call me.
Right. And I was just feeling like so awkward. So I finally was like, I have to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. On the way out, you grab your stuff and you go straight out the door. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. But it taught me like sometimes it's just not your group. And that's
Yes,
okay. You can know these two people individually, but they wasn't like, it was like
I
they were the
agree.
it. No, I'm talking about grown women who were in their latter 30s, early 40s. The two women were like the it girls, and the other ones was like just the like people around
Groupies.
them that was the supporting cast. So, and that's
Ooh.
really not me.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
see.
I don't kiss nobody ass, and I'm not into that. Yeah, I'm not your supporting cast, second fiddle. No. Mm-mm.
Wait, let me click on her.
Oh, y'all were mean people.
I'm
Oh,
But in girl talk, don't somebody at the end always be like,
That's right, Nicole.
yes,
Right.
yes,
I'd have
yes.
been right. Look, I'd have been in their photos like this.
So let's see. Marie said I
I'm
had a
messy.
clique in high school. Oh, right. Oh, Marie did have a little clique,
He
right?
sure did.
And we dared anyone to try us or wanted to join, they would get turned down in the rudest way. Oh, you was a mean boy.
That's what I was about to say. Y'all was
Yes, we was.
mean.
People fulfilled.
Yes, they was. They was roasting people. They was
Right,
shady.
Nicole.
They was shady.
Crazy.
Maurice's
Right.
clique was shady.
Okay, we touched on this, but this is gonna lead us because I got some clips we're gonna pull up, and the first person we're gonna pull up is William. Because remember, William was the only guy in the whole squad. So female friendships versus male friendships. So we kind of touched on it, so we don't have to get all the way into it. But I think I said often female friendships often involved a deeper connection than male friendships. Women are more intimate with one another, which is true. The nature of the attachment involves a greater sense of connection and satisfaction, which enables a greater potential for things to go wrong. Okay, so what about when things go wrong in a friendship? And sometimes we outgrow people. Sometimes we may be friends in elementary, middle school, then could be high school, or sometimes people meet people in college, and then it just you dissipate. And I think it's okay. Sometimes we're holding on to relationships and friendships that it's past the expiration date, like spoiled milk. You don't just go and keep drinking spoiled milk, because it gets ugly. It gets very ugly at that point because the tolerance isn't there, and feelings are hurt. Okay, so William.
What type of friend?
What I don't know what kind of grammar. William, what type of friend was he to the ladies?
Him and Joan, I think, had the closer
Closest.
connection.
That's was
Yeah.
his connections to them, right? It was
Right.
he
And
and
I
Yeah.
think because of Joan, through Joan, they all grew their individual relationships with William.
Okay.
But I think because he was the only man, they also kind of viewed him as like, oh, shut up, William. Like, it's just William.
Mm-hmm.
Until I think like after a couple of seasons, maybe third or fourth, it started to evolve. I don't know which season him and Joan eventually had dated, but I
Yeah,
think they also started to look at him also as like he was eventually brought a part of the clique. Like he became a
Yeah.
part of the
he
clique.
Yeah.
He
did.
was a
Yeah.
dude, but he was always sometimes most times was the level-headed one when they was going through their little catty moments. You could
Yeah.
tell where he'd be like, okay, you need to stop and you need to
He
stop.
was
Both
the
of y'all
voice of reason. Yeah.
He
right.
was. And I think like some guys would be in that clicker squad and might be trying to date, but he wasn't. And but you know, he liked women. I think that he knew too much about them.
Yeah.
Right.
And he
So
was
y'all
like,
crazy.
okay, let me
Because
let
Yeah.
me try it. Go ahead.
he had his shady moments where he'd be
He
like,
did.
yeah, you too much of this. Like I would. He probably
I'm
like, no, I
going
ain't got time
to
for that.
I'm gonna show a clip. So I'm gonna just take you guys off the screen really quick.
Okay.
Okay, so we have this clip here. I'm doing something new, you guys, so hang in there.
Oh, buddies.
He's cute. What's his story?
Not interested in you.
I'm sorry. And what's wrong with me?
Apparently a complete lack of self-awareness.
Maya, I can't just walk out there.
Of course you can't. Not without an introduction. Lynn, what? Come on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Come on. Come.
So we're all there. I just let the whole clip play.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Joan Clayton, better known as
Right.
One at a time.
It was some lag in it. I don't know if you guys saw the beginning. It was just showing William, and he was talking to Maya. And Maya said, "What's up with your friends? Like, you know, hook us up." And he said, "No, because you lack self-awareness." I know that was like a dry humor, but people didn't really talk about self-awareness back then. Like they were ahead. Like now people talk about self-care, self-love, self-awareness. He was like,
Yeah.
"No, like you don't know who you are. I'm not hooking you up with
Yeah.
nobody." And he was, like Ashley said, he was the voice of reason for them.
Yeah.
Like he could just say, he would be like, he was always logical.
Mhm.
But it was good because it came from. I like the fact that they put a man in there because it was great that it wasn't another woman doing it. It was a man from the opposite, someone from the opposite sex telling
Yeah.
you like, no, this is how you show up to people.
Right.
And it's like,
we need a male perspective. I'm like totally not against that. You do.
Yeah.
That
Like,
is so true.
they have a different lived experience than a woman.
Yeah.
So they're gonna tell us from their eyes, and so that is needed. But so often what happens is the man sometimes try to get with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to keep it as a friendship. And they try to, sometimes guys just act like for a while, like it's all good. I'm your bestie. And then, I mean, there's men who do not, but then it happens where it crosses the line or they try to get at you. That just changed the whole dynamics of everything. You like, I was enjoying you as, just a male friend.
yeah.
Any one of y'all had experience with that?
No, because like thankfully all of my male friends are really strictly platonic and they've never it's just always been that way. So never no odd or weird moments. And I've just honestly always been closer to the guys as friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just seem so much more comfortable. And then I think you get the other perspective. You know.
Right.
I don't want to say, in a sense, I want to say he lacks the emotional part, but not not to the point where they can't be the friend. It's the
Right.
emotional aspect that comes along with the women, the cattiness, or just the, the other little things that come along. So,
Mhm.
no, I mean, I've had a William. I have Williams like now.
Right. I'm trying to think. Do I have a? I feel like I do. I
I
feel
do.
like I do have a William. We just haven't talked in a long time because he got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But that's another story. But I feel like he's somebody
You
I
know
can
what?
call. I gotta run something by you, and he would do that.
The funny
I
part is I happen
actually,
to know all of my Williams significant others. So that's
Okay.
the cool part. So you know who Ashley is.
Yes,
Hey,
honey, but yeah, right.
I had back in high school, I think that's when I had more of my male friends, and
Mhm.
I had Williams. But I think as when I got older, some of those relationships changed because
Yeah.
then I started to get well, I always liked you type thing. And I was like, no, that's
right?
not
Like,
Yeah.
no, here
Not
we
over
go.
there. Right.
right. Like, no, we are friends. Like, we are strictly friends. Like, I look at you like could be my brother, my cousin
Right.
type thing. I'm not calling you brother, but I'm like, that's how I look at you. Like, I come to you
Mhm.
for advice, or we run things, or we laugh and talk. We see things from different perspectives and things like that. But like thinking of now, I don't have any male friends. Like, really? I mean,
Yeah.
there's people I know, and again, like
Yeah.
I said, I've kind of stopped those friendships because
Mhm.
as we became adults, they started to turn into like, oh well, hey, let's try a relationship type thing, and I was like, that's not what I want to do.
Right.
Right.
So when we see each other now, it's like you almost like just associate.
You be like,
Yeah,
wait a minute, who said this? See, hey, what's
Right,
up?
because I can't even put you in I can't move you. I
and
can't
you don't
even be a
right.
good friend.
If
I
they
don't feel
start liking me,
comfortable.
I no longer say brother. I can't call you that anymore.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
okay. That's just out. You just
Right.
and I
whatever
don't
the
feel
name
comfortable.
is.
And
I
some of
mean,
them
it's
brothers, people say brother, it ain't they brother.
Now, if I say bro, I mean bro. What's
It's
up,
real.
bro?
It was no past romantic relationship. It was
Yeah,
intimate. It was no sex. It was no. I'm not
yeah, we
calling
don't play
you.
those. Yep, that's true. Oh, you messed it up.
but it's a different twist though. Saying bro special. Oh, that's my brother.
Yeah.
I
You
ain't gonna
hear
answer every time
brother.
you call. Now you just messed that up.
You hear brother. You like, oh, okay, that's your brother. Huh?
Or if an
Right.
ex
I
try
don't
to
know if he's
call
gonna be
you,
with that weird stuff. You know.
or if an ex try to call you sis, you like, don't call me that.
Like, yeah.
I don't like
You
men
call
calling
me
me
Big
that,
Lee, not
especially
playing.
like if we like say there's some people I know through past significant others
Yeah.
or through my significant other. I don't want you calling me sis. Just say my name.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
like that.
that's
Like, what's up,
true.
Yeah.
sis? Like, I don't like that. Just say
Say
my
your
I
name.
mean,
name.
unless you're actually their brother or sister, I
Mhm.
mean, I would be cool with that if it was, my significant other's actual siblings.
Siblings.
But if it's
Yeah.
like your partners,
Right.
your homies, stuff like that, no, you could just address me by my name. That's perfectly fine,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't call me sis.
It's good, right?
We know what sis be. Mm-mm.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
no.
William is a platonic friend, and we agree that it's cool to have a William. If you can get a William in your life, you be winning with a William in your life. Because William was like ambitious. He had a little money. Like William was cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so next up I have Tony Child. So when the pandemic, when we were going through the lockdown and Netflix had brought back the
No
girlfriend,
friends. Mhm.
Mhm.
people really paid more attention to Tony's character. Tony
Mm.
she was super selfish, but
Ooh,
people started
selfish.
saying she was like narcissistic. Like she played the heck out of that role.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the shows again, I was like, oh, we was just laughing, but she was like, didn't care. She was like really cut her, like she would just play on Jones, her feelings, her emotions, guilt trip her to get anything she wanted. And like her and like Joan really couldn't say no to her at all. Like she would harass, bully. She did not
Yeah.
care. And so do you think she had like a kind of like a narcissistic personality in a sense?
Very much so. And I would like to say too, I resent because when we were talking about girlfriends one time in our family, I know they was like, oh yeah, Jandera like Joan. I mean, is like Tony. I was like, no, I am nothing like her. And they was like, no, in a sense, like she act kind of like she was kind of bougie. And I was
She
like,
was bougie.
I don't want to act, I don't want to be nothing resembled to her. Like, please don't.
I wouldn't say you was her. I think she was like ambitious too. Like she had like she was confident and had like a lot, like you sense a sense of power. And
that's what I want to say. I think you described it very well because like just throughout life, I've gotten those. I feel like maybe I might have came off to people that way, or I feel they think I feel, she thinks she's superior in a sense, but almost in a sense I do. I mean, I'm confident, I'm comfortable with me, who I am and what I'm doing, Why can't I toot my own horn? Maybe that's my way of tooting my horn. I'm confident. Hey, let me buzz it in. But I also think one thing that I will say that Jandera, my cousin, always tell me, the way you be saying things, the way it's so, even though you could be confident in your own space and you doing all that, but like watch your approach, watch how you kind of, throw that out there sometimes,
Right.
So.
That's
to me, Tony did. She was very selfish. Like everything was
Yeah.
about her.
Yeah.
And it never was like when people was going through things, she was like, oh yeah, okay. But what about me? Like I'm doing this. And I just felt like, dang, she hecka selfish. Everything had to evolve around her, or it had something to do with her. And I really felt like it was hard for me to figure out like why was she really y'all friend?
Yes,
where did she play the role at?
It was a few episodes. I think it was like a little in one of the seasons where Joan had cut her off. They weren't talking, and she was like, "No, I'm not doing this." But they end up Joan ended up going back like as friends. I'm gonna try and pull up. Let me see another one of her. Hopefully, it's the right.
Yeah, she was shady boots for real.
I'm gonna add this one. See if this is her.
Do I have to apologize for the damn blonde? I said I only have 5 minutes to witness this miracle. Are we gonna take this group shot or what? Oh my God. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. You with the easy spirits. Can you take this picture for us? Tony, it is stupid over.
I'm gonna take us out. I'm gonna take you guys out.
We're all getting older. Chicken skin. Oh, okay. I can see one problem with this place. Your coworkers are rude. Oh, that's my boss. She's deaf. Oh.
What?
Tony! Try to ignore how beautiful you are.
Well, good luck with that. Now, I'll try and get us back on track.
Okay.
Have you ever thought about suing the city? The damn. Minute. You are not leaving. I'm tired of having it thrown in my face every time I do something nice for your birthday. How many times do I have to apologize for the damn blonde? I said I only have 5 minutes to witness this miracle. Are we gonna take this group shot or what? Oh my God. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. You with the easy spirits. Can you take this picture for us? Tony, it is stupid to get hung up over a birthday. Who cares?
We're back. I'm bringing you guys back in. There's like a lag in it, so it was hard. But I was just trying to give us a refresher of how she used to act and how she behaved.
Excuse me.
And I totally would not have been her friend.
I'd have been like, you gotta go.
Because do you know anybody like that? I can't really.
Not that I was friends with.
I feel like all the ladies there's like a little bit of each in me. And I know like I do have some ways that are selfish, but I don't feel like I'm that bold of a selfish person. You know what I'm saying? Like she really is. She number one. She make herself priority. Like she's just that type of person. Like no matter what, if I gotta push the whole line down to get up to the front, that's what I'm gonna do.
Then I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's kind of like that.
I've known people like her, but never where we were friends. So
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
knew, and I already knew from like knowing them, I knew that we would never connect.
Got you.
So it was just always kind of like, hey, and they were just like, yeah.
Right.
Right, I got you. Or I feel like I've had friends that had some of those characteristics, but maybe not as in depth as hers were, to the point where it was just like, wait a minute, because
Right.
But yeah.
I tried to put Tony, there it is. It went away.
I think she did have some narcissistic ways, because you think like with the relationship between her and Joan, like most narcissistic people play off certain people's emotions, like they know who to prey on. And so she very much knew how to tap into Joan's emotions and make Joan eventually do what she wanted.
Right.
And even if she knew she was wrong, like they do this a lot too. When they know they're wrong, they still try to make a way to be like, okay, I was wrong. Make you feel bad for them being wrong.
Yeah.
You
would somehow it go back to you.
Exactly.
Turn around and play victim.
Yes. Playing the victim role. Like, okay, I'm sorry. I forgot. Like, and it's like, no, it's not okay. And even the way that you're saying sorry, you're truly not sorry. Like,
Yeah.
you're saying that because you think that's what I want to hear.
And she took advantage of their relationship because she knew Joan had a pattern of doing what? Forgiving her and taking her back and still being her friend and being like, okay. So she played on that because she knew Joan would just, why would she change her behavior when Joan accepted what she did?
Exactly. Which I think Maya touched on one time, was like, why do you deal with her? Like, or why do you let her do the things that she do? So I think Mari said, oh hell no.
I am though. I know I am.
And Maya was, oh hell no.
Okay, so far William was a real friend. He was platonic and he was a real one. Tony, we said she bougie. She was confident. She was ambitious. She had a lot of narcissism.
Overbearing.
Oh yeah, overbearing. It was a
abrasive.
Abrasive. Yeah, like very arrogant. All that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really know why her and Okay, so next is Maya. And Maya was the one that was married and had Jabari. And remember, and Tony used to mess up his name all the time.
She called that boy Jafifi.
Oh yeah, Jafifi.
She was like, yeah, you know what, Jafifi. You like him. He could never say his name right. I was like, at some point, I'm like, you doing that
on crazy.
Right. And isn't that rude to talk to us about somebody's child like that?
Yes.
Like, his name was so ethnic. You couldn't get it right.
Right.
Maya, because Tony married the little short, was the Jewish guy, right?
Yeah.
The doctor, right. To have all that. Okay. So anyway, so she didn't they had a kid, right? Didn't they get a kid? Have a baby?
Yeah, she had a baby eventually, yeah.
Oh, did she? Oh, okay.
Tony had a baby, yeah. And then they got divorced and she split up. And then eventually how it ended, she ended up moving to New York or something like that.
Right. Okay. Maya was hell no. Maya came into the group because Joan hired her, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She wrote a book. She went back to college. She was kind of like the hood ghetto girl around the way.
She was from Compton, you know.
She was down to earth. She was bouge ghetto. Exactly. She had like the good job in the corporate office and everything. But I think her book was called "Oh Hell No," right?
That was her hashtag. Oh hell no.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time with another. I had a video of her saying, "Oh hell no." Let's see. I'm gonna try. Y'all, here we go. Wait. Wait, that wasn't it. Let's see. The way this is, I'm not able to really see which one it is. Okay, let's try this. Is this the oh hell no?
Oh, okay. What I think she's trying to say, hell no.
Oh hell no. Okay. So that was like a clip. It was a whole bunch of her saying, oh, hell no. Like somebody compiled them and put them together. And I was rolling because she said it like 100 different ways.
That was her hashtag. That was almost reminding me
Yes.
of like, our great aunt Maggie. Her famous thing was, when she was through with something, she would say that SHIT. And when I
Yes.
say that, I mean it. So
Yes.
that was
Yes.
her hashtag.
Right. That's how she nailed it close. Okay. So that was Tony. And then next we have Lynn.
The free
So
spirit.
Lynn covered two areas. Remember? Lynn was a freak. Remember?
Yes.
Lynn slept with men and women. And
Yes.
remember, Lynn would just be like, she was a free spirit.
I was
and
about to say a free spirit.
She was a leech.
That she was a leech,
Yeah.
a user. And
Yeah.
she very much felt like having to conform to like society and being adult was like it was like I'm being enslaved. I can't do this. She was so much of a free spirit and a roamer. Like she just would like, I can't conform to this. Like I can't.
Yeah. She was just whatever in the wind, whatever she was
Yes.
doing, like,
She
yeah.
got a thought in her mind, which I to a certain degree would kind of envy. Like whatever came to her mind, she was like, yep, that's what I'm doing today. I have seen one episode where she was doing the music and she decided she had some dream and was like she wanted to be indigo, like the color, the basically blue. And she had someone come paint her all blue. What? But like whatever came to her mind, she was like,
Right. Oh yeah, that sounds
with it.
cool. Right.
Like she didn't wasn't no logic or rhyme to it. Wasn't like, let me do my research. Let me do this. Oh, how would I like? No, she was just like, this is what I decided to do today. This is how I'm going to dress today. So
no, she was like something like a bum, but she was very happy. And like and I feel like she was the type of friend who got away with it because she was pretty. She was cute and she was educated.
yes.
And she wasn't like somebody that was like just like on drugs and like, sleeping at your house. Like
Right.
she was very smart. She'd make you laugh. You'd feel good when you came home. But she really was a leech. Like straight up. She was just like using Joan. It was, I don't know. I just look back at that as well. And I said she wasn't a good friend either.
She wasn't. She would be like, yeah, whatever you want to do, Joan. But I don't think it's not Jabari, it's Jungle Jim or Jalapa or Juju
Or
B.
Juju B. Get him.
You did call that baby all the names.
Okay, so Maya
Jungle
was
Jim.
down to earth, ghetto girl. She was, but they all had something in common. I was gonna say ambitious, but I don't really know if Lynn was ambitious. Was she?
No, she wasn't ambitious.
I said
She
a
was
little bit.
unattached.
Yeah, she was.
I would say she was ambitious when she set her mind to something. But like when she started doing her music, when she started like certain things that she was like, no, I really wanted to focus on this. You can see her ambition in those ways, but it wasn't the traditional ambition how we seen through Maya, Joan, and Tony and William. She had her like free spirited ambition.
Right. Okay, Joan. Joan was a bit neurotic. Looking back, Joan was neurotic. She was a pushover.
She was passive
She
aggressive.
and I think another thing is that Joan sabotaged a lot of her relationships.
Because she
Yes.
had high standards. Well, not saying that
Oh,
that's
like
like, but
unrealistic, kind of really out
yeah,
there.
She was
yeah,
an overthinker. Oh
Yeah,
my God. She
kind of
would
it.
just play something over and over in her mind where she would just run herself ragged and have
Yes,
anxieties around stuff where you would be like,
yeah,
take a breather. Like
yes,
it's not
yeah,
that serious.
yes.
But she did, I think she also was used to being like a codependent for people.
She was codependent. She
She
depended,
definitely had
she
that.
needed all those people to like fulfill a lot of her needs because they didn't come from the inside of her. So
Yeah.
although she seemed to be the center of their friendship, like she kind of brought them together because I think she was in college with Lynn and Tony. They were all in
it was
college
I
Lynn,
think so.
Tony, and Joan.
Yeah, yeah, we're in
Yes,
school.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Maya, she hired Maya, so that's how she
yeah,
met. Right,
yeah.
right, right. So yeah, she was yeah, she was definitely codependent. She in a lot actually they all used her
Yes.
because
In a
Maya had
sense.
to come live with her when her and her husband split up. Maya was there with her son, and then Lynn lived with her.
Yep.
And then she always never could say no to old girl Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, so she had a lot of strengths, but Joan has some problems.
Yeah, she had problems, and I think she also used to be try to be like mommy to everybody. Like she wanted to fix everybody's problem. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's
she
like,
was a fixer.
no, we can do this, we can do that. And it's like,
Mhm.
that's good, but then it's also bad because you need to allow people to process things
Yes,
on their own and learn from the lessons. And it's like, if you keep bailing people out, they're
yes.
never going to learn the lesson.
No, yeah.
That's true.
She made everybody's business hers, and she did not mind her own business.
Oh, for
Yeah.
real.
But I think she had some episodes where she tried to, but it didn't work.
Where she tried to.
Right? Where
And
she tried to.
she was a very much like, you know, I talk about people being strong, and when
Yeah,
you're deemed as being a strong person, oftentimes people think you have it together. They don't check in
exactly.
on you. And I think her group of friends, I remember watching an episode where she was really hurting inside and she was
Mhm.
doing certain things and no one really keyed on it till it got too bad,
Mm.
to where she was breaking down with like, you guys never
Yeah,
pay attention to me. You guys don't even ask me. Like I'm always worried about everybody else, but nobody worries about me.
right,
Yeah.
right. So Joan, we said, was codependent, neurotic. She was also the strong one. She was kind of the glue of their friendships. She loved them though, and she was very loyal to them. I mean,
Yes.
she was like what they say, loyal to the soil. She was a friend to the end,
That's
baby.
true.
You could
She
call
really
on her 3 o'clock in the morning. Joan was gonna get up and come rescue you.
Yeah.
driving.
Exactly. So she was. I kind of relate to. I feel like I'm a little Joan, a little Lynn, and a little Maya. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, Tony, no way.
I mean, could be some Tony, but I definitely feel like I'm a little like Lynn, but not like the part where like she be on people's couch and stuff. But Lynn, because I love free spirits, and that's why. But
Yeah.
sometimes having a free spirit can get you into some trouble. So
Yeah.
anyway, I had to learn that you have to,
Kind of
you got to
stuff.
balance it out. But
Yeah.
anyway, you guys want to add any final things? Because I totally appreciate you guys being here tonight and discussing it with me.
I can say the same thing. I feel like I'm a little bit of each of them.
Mhm.
I may now thinking about Tony.
Yeah.
I probably do have a couple of her traits.
You like, wait a minute now.
And when it comes to the sense of being like ambitious, business wise, being very straightforward with people
Yeah.
can be kind of, I do have to learn that. Oh, I think I've learned over the years because I think I was always like honest. Like I'm very big about honesty, and I feel
Yeah.
like if you're honest with people, there's nothing wrong with it. But there can be something wrong with it because not
Mm.
everybody's ready to hear honesty. And so how
Mm.
you offer it or give it out or dish it,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it, you do, it is a rhyme and a rhythm to it. And you do
Mhm.
have to be cautious of how you say things because it can come off
Mhm.
very harsh and hurtful to
Mhm.
people. And so I've learned that over the years because people would be like, dang, you wouldn't have to say it like that. And I'd be like, it's the truth. Like, where's the lie?
Right.
And so having to learn that there's a time and place to say things. And there's
Mhm.
some times where you don't need to say it at all. You need to just keep it to yourself.
Whew,
And
yes.
so
That's a skill.
not perfect, but there are times where I'm like, hmm. So I do see that part of Tony. And then with
Right.
Lynn, because I'm a Sagittarius, we are known to be very free-spirited people.
Right.
And I have learned to, as you said, to learn that there's a balance to it.
Yes.
Because I definitely know if I let that part of me unleash too much,
Mhm.
I'm scared of what that may bring. So I try to keep it at bay and give dibs and dabs in here in certain situations. And then Maya, hell no. Like I'm like her. I'm like, oh hell no.
I
I
want
mean,
that shirt now. Hell no.
I'm like, oh hell no. I can be me.
Hell no.
So and then just being down to earth, being able to be relatable with people, and
Yeah.
just being, you being born and raised in the hood, you like.
Right.
So
I agree for real.
and I also have a part of William in me too.
That's what I wanted to say. Like, yeah, for
Where
myself.
in my
That's
situations of
true. I
being
forgot
like
about
the
William.
friend or in my
Yeah.
family or something, I can be the voice of reason for people.
Yeah. Right. That's right. I
Yeah.
agree with that. You guys both have that, William. I agree with that.
Yeah, I was for sure gonna say that because I feel like that is like my role.
You
You
like
know how you understand your assignment,
exactly.
that's one of my assignments. Like I got it, I get it, no problem. I actually enjoy it. I mean, I just like it's a part of me. But definitely my I would definitely just say and a little bit of Tony to be honest.
Mhm.
Um, just a little bit, like just only in the aspect. I mean, I could be a little like, I'm a little cocky, little boastful, I talk a lot of
Right.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
But I feel like it comes from a good place. That's the only thing.
Mm.
Sometimes it may be taken, out of context to the wrong way, but I'm like a nice, friendly S talker, if you would say.
Right. You
It's
know what you're saying.
it's just it's confidence. That's it.
Right.
But definitely a little bit of William too. All of them. I feel like you could take a little bit from each one of their
Everyone.
personalities and like wrap it around me and to ball it up.
Exactly.
But it's all
Right.
genuine. It's all love. I'm a real
That's right.
girlfriend. No.
All right. Well, I thank you, ladies, for joining me. We'll definitely come back for another girls talk. We'll have another either sitcom or another show. Maybe we'll add a fourth person. Because I think this lets me add up to 10 people. That's a lot. But anyway.
You should do Living Single.
Ooh. Okay. We'll do Living Single because I love
That's a
that
good one.
show. Okay, I'm down for that.
That's a
Ashley,
good
down
one.
for that. Okay. So we'll do Living Single next time. So thank you. You guys have a good night. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for the engagement. I thank you for the likes and the laughs. I can see the hearts up here, and I even had someone join from YouTube. If you enjoyed the content and you like what you saw here, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I thank you for subscribing. It's the Janie B Perspective. I am building it, so it is under construction. So if you don't see much, don't worry about that. You will see more. I'll be back next week. I'm talking about colorism next week. And so we'll come back and make sure you check me out. And please set your notifications. Again, thank you for joining the Janie B Perspective. Love you and good night.